All right, let's take a look at how to compose body paragraphs for argumentative essays. When we do 101 style writing, which is almost always explanatory, we usually start our paragraphs with a topic sentence, right? In argument, we call that a claim. And a claim, I'll define here if you want to look with me, is an argumentative statement which supports the thesis. So in a 6-page essay, 7-page essay, you're probably going to have 4, maybe 5 claims, and they're separate argumentative points which are kind of subsets of the thesis. My thesis, when I do my own outline, is at the top of every page. So I will write down what we already know. NOLA.com does the best job of covering the build-up to this year's hurricane season. You notice that I corrected this from the previous video. It was 2 words in the previous one, but as a noun it's just 1. Okay. Anyway, sometimes the automated grammar guy is pretty good. All right, back to the CSR format. So I have my thesis here, and I'm going to break this up into smaller parts. I need several reasons why it does the best job of covering the build-up to this year's hurricane season. And in a perfect world, I'm going to deal with 1 reason per claim paragraph, maybe 2 at the most. Right? Now, not every paragraph will be a claim paragraph. It can be continued analysis, more thinking, if you will, that just extends to another paragraph. It can be a counter-argument. But the majority of your body paragraphs will be claim-based paragraphs. The CSR format, claim support reasoning, asks that your claim be at the beginning, like a topic sentence. So it's either the first sentence of a paragraph in claim support reasoning, or as we'll see in the next video, the last, which is RSC format, which the claim is the end. So I need to emphasize this point. Whatever your claim is, make it the first sentence or the last one. Don't stick it in the middle. The reason for that is because you don't have enough space to build up logic to it or defend it after. So the first position or the last position are the best 2 places to have that 1 sentence which supports the thesis. All right, here again the emphasis is an argument. The claim has to have an argumentative or comparative element to it. All right, so claim support reasoning. The supports are going to be your quotes, your facts, statistics, graphs, videos, information which helps prove the claim. This is where you get your professional sources and you use them to back up your opinion. And then finally the analysis, which is the personalized interpretation of the supports, where the writer uses his or her words, right, their words if you will, to defend how the support proves the claim and thesis to be correct. Remember, this is an opinion that must be proved, and that is really important for you to remember here. You're not going to say NOLA.com is good or the New York Times is good or anything like that. There has to be a comparison to something else. In order for it to be comparative, you have to say something is better or worse than something else. So just going through the article and telling what it says as you did in 101 isn't going to cut the mustard here. You have to make sure that you're defending an opinion at all times. And it doesn't matter what your opinion is, it's how you defend it. There's no such thing as right or wrong in argument. It's really the style that you have and the conviction that you have defending your ideas. Okay, so what I've done here is write a sample paragraph in deductive format. That is to say CSR with a claim at the top. Deduction just means the claim's at the top. Induction means it's the last sentence. So sample paragraph in deductive format with the claim as the first overall sentence. Typically these paragraphs, 8 to 12 sentences in length. This one I think is in the 7 range. I probably need to add a sentence, but for an outline right now, we're in pretty good shape. I'm just going to start simply with my claim that defends the thesis. NOLA.com has the best coverage of the days leading up to the beginning of this year's hurricane season because of its focus on local issues. All right, so there's a comparative element. It has the best, right? And the reason is it's focused on local issues. Whereas the websites for CNN and the Weather Channel do a good job of predicting the number of named storms and urging national preparation, NOLA.com has interviews with local citizens, business leaders, and political leaders that best put forth the threat for the local economy and remind citizens of evacuation routes, shelters, and aid organizations. So, claim, a little explanation, and then my quote to support the claim, right? In a recent NOLA.com interview with Mayor LaToya Cantrell, for instance, New Orleanians learned that the federal government has, quote, allocated $1 billion in advance to the city for disaster relief efforts and storm preparation. In the event of major impact, regular citizens can access relief funds through City Hall. Well, that's not true. I made this up, all right? But for the purposes of showing you how a support functions to defend the claim, it works logically. And then we analyze after the fact. Simply put, there's greater value in this than in speculation about storm paths. Much of the tragedy that follows the wake of a hurricane is due to ordinary people not being able to use available resources. Weather.com has great graphs and CNN has wonderful scientists, but NOLA.com succeeds in reaching the citizens of South Louisiana in the most important way. So I'm staying argumentative. This should be the focus of more outlets. Notice that I'm not always bashing CNN or Weather.com. You don't have to do that. Argument doesn't have to belittle your other sources. You can. But you can also just kind of grant them what they do well and say, on the whole, however, the source that I'm choosing is better because of these reasons. And whatever you want to do next in the next paragraph is up to you. You can talk more about why the focus should be more local and develop a paragraph around that analysis before moving on to your next claim. Or you can just jump into your next claim with a transition, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video. That's it for now. I'll always remind you, you can send me sample paragraphs or ask me any questions. Send me a draft. I'll be happy to look at anything you have ahead of time. Take care for now. Bye.